So good. If you're ever at In-N-Out, get the onion wrap Flying Dutchman. It is so good. Of course, gotta have some water because you gotta stay hydrated. Because you have to stay hydrated. Um, if you hear something in the background, my dad has his TV show on. He's probably watching like Dateline, or he's probably watching 48 Hours. I don't think anybody's gonna show up. To be really honest with you, I don't think anybody's gonna show up. But oh, we got one viewer. Hey, one viewer. Hey, William. Welcome. This is not a planned stream. It was just I'm bored. I was sitting here eating. Let me set this to subscribers only. Let me turn off my camera for a minute. My face. Oh, I muted myself. Oh my god. You guys, I was just talking to you guys and I muted myself. Oh, I apologize. I muted myself by accident, guys. Oopsie. Now, can you guys hear me? Oh my god, I was just like going on this whole thing about things and I realized I muted myself. Yeah, I was muting myself for like a minute. Um but I went to, let me try to read this. I just went to Midland, got albums by Iron Maiden, Ozzy Osbourne, and the soundtrack to Halloween. Ooh, love me some John Carpenter. and A Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Revenge. I want to actually get more soundtracks on vinyl. I had mentioned it in the last stream that we did that I want to get more soundtracks on vinyl. And I see that Mondo has the Home Alone soundtrack. And I've been wanting to get that particular soundtrack for a while now. So I do want to get Home Alone. What else do I want to get the soundtrack to? I'm thinking. It'll probably come to me. But I definitely want to get Home Alone because Home Alone is something I loved as a kid. It's just very nostalgic to me, Home Alone. So I see that Mondo has another pressing that they've done of Home Alone. It's a gold pressing. I am bummed that I missed the original pressing. If you guys are looking for a site that does pretty solid soundtracks, Mondo. Mondo does a lot of soundtracks for TV shows, movies, and I think they also do like other kind of vinyl as well. Yeah, Mondo's pretty cool. I've never bought anything from Mondo yet, but I've always wanted to, like, pull the trigger and get a Mondo release because Mondo does pretty cool stuff. I got a few soundtrack. Bob's Burger is fantastic. I like Bob. Oh, that's one I definitely want to get. The Breakfast Club. I also want to get The Big Chill. I want to get like a lot of those 80s movies on vinyl. Crazy Over the Edge, Rock and Roll High School. Ooh, Rock and Roll High School is great. The Warriors I've never heard of. But there's a lot. There's a lot that I do want to get. I haven't really delved much into getting soundtracks, but I have like Space Odyssey 2001. I have Encanto. I have Almost Famous. I have Love and Mercy. I have FM, which was gifted to me. I have the FM soundtrack, which was gifted to me. I have some other soundtracks, and it's kind of escaping my mind. Because I have my soundtracks in a certain section on my 6-cube shelf. What I need to do in the near future is I need to start getting dividers or making dividers so that I can, keep track of everything I have on my shelf. Because some people, they go and they put their soundtracks in with their regular records. I don't. My soundtracks are completely separate from my regular records. The Warriors was released in 1979 and had Joe Walsh. Okay, I knew who Joe Walsh is. Version of In the City record for. Oh, okay. I know who Joe Walsh is. I like Joe Walsh. I'll have to check that out. Because I do like Joe Walsh. I think Joe Walsh is very talented. So yeah, totally we'll check that out. And I'm also kind of into, building up my library of books as well. That's something I'm thinking of doing in the future. Because, I have an area in my room where I do keep the actual books. And I'm thinking of fixing up that area. Oh, we got Christina Aguilera in the background. I saw the Eagles live in 2013. Joe Walsh did his utter work. He is in my music collection too as the Eagles. I don't have any Joe Walsh. I don't have any Joe Walsh solo stuff, but I have a lot of Eagles. Lots and lots of Eagles records. So yeah, my Eagles collection, I will say, it's pretty much done for. I don't think there's anything else I need to add. I like have the longest run on the border, Hotel California, um, Eagles' first album, Eagles' greatest hits. I think, that's good enough. I don't think there's anything else I really need from the Eagles. I mean, I don't have any like of the 90s Eagles. I have like the 70s, and I probably might have some of the 80s Eagles as well. I mean, I'm not like the biggest Eagles fan, but I do enjoy listening to Eagles from time to time. I think almost everyone at some form of time has heard of the Eagles. As far as everybody having the Eagles in their record collection, that's a whole nother story. Because I don't think the Eagles are well loved. I have my mom's copy of the greatest hits from 1971, 1975, and my dad used to have Joe Walsh's live album. Joe Walsh's live album's great. I like the Eagles a lot. I mean, I like the Eagles. I'm not like, wow, wow, wow about the Eagles. They're no Rolling Stones. You can't argue with a sick mind released in 1976. Ah, well, I'm thinking about who I need to add to my collection. I think I have. I'm thinking recently of who I need to add. I don't know. I have to look through my collection and decide what other artists I want to add more of. I know I need to get a copy of Aja by Steely Dan. I've been saying for years that I'm going to get a copy of Aja by Steely Dan because I keep seeing it, and I need to get a copy. I need to just go and get a copy from somebody, or just go to the record store and find a copy of Aja. Because there's many times that I've been at the record store and I've come across a copy of Aja, and I said, you know what? I will get it next time I'm at the record store. But yeah, I need to get like a pretty decent copy. I don't want to get a really beat up copy of Aja. Now I know that Aja, I know that it sold a lot when it came out. Yeah, I have one Steely Dan album. I have Gaucho, which I bought from Patrick because I wanted to have Steely Dan in my collection. So I have one Steely Dan record. I want to kind of get more. So we are going to work on that. I love their solo Oh, that's another one I need to get. Fast Times at Ridgemont High vinyl. Especially love Rules by Don Henley. I never really was a big fan of solo Don Henley. I did like some solo Glenn Fry. But yeah. The Fast Times at Ridgemont High soundtrack is great. The movie itself is great. You have a very young Sean Penn in the movie. You have Judge Reinhold in the movie. You have a young Phoebe Cates. That movie is classic. I need to revisit that movie again. Like, there are some movies that I need to visit. Like, my favorite scene is when Spicoli goes and he orders a pizza and has it delivered to the class. That's pretty iconic. Yeah, Gaucho is great. I just happened to see Patrick auctioning off Gaucho, so I bought it. Pretzel Logic I don't have, and Can't Buy a Thrill. So I definitely need Pretzel Logic, and I need Can't Buy a Thrill, which I don't own. And I know Can't Buy a Thrill is probably going to be high hoobs. It's probably going to be easy to find, from what I've heard, that a lot of people have came across copies of Can't Buy a Thrill. I kind of need to decide what copies I want to get. Because I want to get like VG Plus. I remember hearing about that Bruce Springsteen's sister is in the movie, which is pretty awesome if you think about it. Bruce Springsteen is another artist that eventually I will complete his collection because I do need to get Nebraska. Um, I do need to get some of his 90s, 2000s. There's a lot of things I need to get for Bruce Springsteen. I'm not one of those people that can name every album off the top of my head that an artist has done. People who can do that, who can name every album that an artist has done, an artist who has well over 10 albums, kudos to you. Because Bruce Springsteen's discography is very vast. There's a lot in Bruce Springsteen's discography. I mean, I found some of like Bruce Springsteen stuff from the 2000s at the thrift store, so I did get that. I have most of Springsteen's albums, including high-quality Japanese pressings of Born to Run, The River, and Nebraska. I don't have any Japanese pressings of Bruce Springsteen, but I do have Born to Run. I do have River, although the cover is a little bit beat up. I don't have Nebraska. Nebraska, I think they recently did a box set for Nebraska. Correct me if I'm wrong. They did like a retrospective kind of like 4 LP of Nebraska, or was because I could have sworn they did like a reboxing of Nebraska. And I was like, oh, so this is like a reissue of Nebraska, which is pretty cool. Watching Tears for Fear on the let me read this. On the Dick Clark Rocky New Year's Eve show. Do we have to get old? I'm depressed now. I mean, Tears for Fear is fantastic. They're Hurting. Songs from the Big Chair. They recently reissued songs from the Big Chair. So now it's on a color variant. I am quite content with my original pressing of songs from the Big Chair. I don't think I really need the repress of songs from the Big Chair because my original pressing that I got a while back from eBay is pretty good. I'm tempted. I also know they did like a half-speed master of the Hurting, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve just reminds you. It just reminds you that we're getting old. Welcome to the stream, Dusty. Also, the Canadian pressing of their radio-only promos. Interesting. There's a lot I don't have. Hey, Trish. Yeah, Tears for Fear is great. I do need to get the Hurting. I eventually do need to get the Hurting on vinyl. Songs from the Big Chair I have, and I need to get Sowing the Seeds of Love. I'm not too big on 90s Tears for Fear because I feel like 90s Tears for Fear was very Roland centric, and it's not something I'm really into. I like Roland, don't get me wrong, but I just maybe am not a huge fan of the Roland years. I want to call it the Roland years of Tears for Fear. So yeah, I want to get the rest of their 80s albums. I used to obsessively play the Hurting really many times. I mean, the Hurting, that album lives up to its name, the Hurting, right? Oh my gosh. There was a time when I was like constantly playing the Hurting. I mean, I wasn't depressed or sad. It's just, I was constantly playing that album on repeat. That was like my go-to album. 1985, I was 13 years old and had my whole life ahead of me, sigh. 1985, I was just like, wow. The world has so much to offer me. I just got to make it past my age. You're on Santa's nice list. You'll be getting Christmas mix soon. I'm on Santa's nice list? Well, thank you. I'm assuming you're meaning me, because I've been trying to be a good person. I've been trying to be a good person this Christmas. Hey, Dwayne and Dustin. There will be a concert soon. Classic albums live. Zeppelin. Ooh, Zeppelin 4. And I think the box sets. I think the tickets are around 200 something. Wait. Are we saying that? Are we saying that Led Zeppelin is coming back? Are you telling me that Jimmy Page and Robert Plant and John Paul Jones have smothered their beef? Mainly Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Are we getting a tour in 2026? Because if we are getting a tour in 2026, you know who's going to go? Me. Because I was not around when, Zeppelin was legitly good. And in the 80s, I was too young, and my parents probably wouldn't have taken me to see. If that's what is happening in 2026, shoot. I mean, like, Zeppelin 4 is great. But I would like to hear also, Physical Graffiti, Zeppelin 2, the first Zeppelin album, Houses of the Holy. That would be really good. Not too big on Coda. But I'm assuming if they do tour, they're going to play a little bit of something from each album. I mean, they've been saying that for years, that Jimmy Page and Robert Plant are going to get together, and John Paul Jones, and we're going to get the tour that we deserve. And they were saying something about them playing SoFi Stadium. I mean, it would make sense. A band of that magnitude, of that popularity, would be playing SoFi Stadium. Supposedly they're doing 2 dates of SoFi Stadium out here in Inglewood, so we shall see. I saw it somewhere a long time ago on someone's Instagram. It was rumored. Imagine you wake up in your bed, you're 10 years old, and you discover that life up to this point was a dream and yet to be lived. What would you do different? Oh my gosh, that's a loaded question. I mean, I don't think I would change anything. To tell you the truth, a lot of people say they would change things, they would do something different. I think, everything thus far that has happened in my life to now at 43, I mean, maybe, yeah, there are some little things that I would have changed in the past. Like people that I've gotten with. Probably I should have done way more in elementary and high school. But I think for the most part, everything happens for a reason. My parents had their engagement party in 1988, a great year for rock and roll. Wow, 1988. My parents got married like in 86, which is pretty crazy to think about it. 1985 was when my nephew was born. Time sure does fly. I was 3. I was 3 in 1985. I don't remember much about the early 80s. I remember some of the, like late 80s. So it's kind of interesting to me when I look back at the stuff in the 80s. I look back at like old videos from the 80s and I think, man, I wore some of those things that they had in the 80s. My mom bought a lot of neon clothing for us in the 80s. Granted, yes, my sister. Oh, thank you, DJ. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. My sister was born in 87, so she only got to experience 2 years of the 80s. My brother was born in 89, so he only got like 1 year, not even 1 year of the 80s. And then my sister Danielle was born in 96, so she knows more about the 2000s than the 90s. But most of us, my siblings, we know the 90s very well. That's the generate that's the era that I know the most about, because that's what I grew up in, was the 90s. I mean, not grew up. What I mean is, I was old enough to appreciate the 90s, so I remember a lot about the 90s. The 80s, however, I was very young, and I didn't remember a lot about the 80s because I was very young. But the 90s, I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, so I remember quite a bit. 2026 Wednesday nights in the spin room with Dusty Spins and Groovy Lisa. Vinyl spins every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Can't wait. If you guys are, not subscribed to Dusty Spins, please do. I have 1,400 of you that are subscribed to this channel, so I would hope at least maybe 4 or 5 of you will subscribe. Because, people think just because I have a semi-decent channel here with like 1,400 that I can easily get someone 100. No, I can't. Across my platforms, I have 1,400 here on YouTube. I have about 458 on Instagram. I really use Instagram to be more personal, to be really honest with you. And then on TikTok, I have 1,224. So across my platforms, I have almost 3,000, which is crazy. So Led Zeppelin 3 and Physical Graffiti are my favorites. I love Physical Graffiti. I love Houses of the Holy. I think, all of the numbered Zeppelin albums are great. I don't have a bad thing to say about them. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't really care for Presence. They don't care for Coda. They don't care for, I think it's called Out the Door. Like the stuff that Zeppelin did, I think in the later years, it's okay. It's okay. It's not their best work, because I love all the number Zeppelin albums. I love Physical Graffiti, Houses of the Holy. I also love, those are the ones I like. Those are great. Now, I have this one greatest hits compilation that I found at Goodwill about maybe, I want to say 7 years ago. I found this compilation of at Goodwill. It is not, I don't think it's an official compilation released by Led Zeppelin, but it's pretty cool nevertheless. And they had all the CDs. So I took it home with me and I played it, and it's pretty good because it has all of what you need. But with certain artists, I know I say, oh, you just need a greatest hits. That's what you need. But with Led Zeppelin, you need the quintessentials. You need Houses of the Holy. You need the number albums. You need Physical Graffiti. You need those because they are all solid albums, and they need to be in people's collections. But then again, I don't want to say everybody needs them, because there are people out there that are just not into classic rock. I'm just saying from my personal experience that people should have Led Zeppelin in their collection. In fact, there are times when I feel like I like Led Zeppelin more than I like the Beatles, and that's pretty strong words to say. I was born in 1995, and my sister in 97. William, you're a baby, man. 1995? Sheesh, 95. What was I doing in 95 and 97? 95, I was in 6th grade. Or was it 7th grade? No, 95, I was in 7th grade. I had just started 7th grade. And then in 1997, I had started ninth grade. Shoot. I was 13 in 95, and I was 15 in 97. So it's kind of crazy when you think about it, how time has flown. Because I vividly remembered 95 and 97. I remember the first time I had stepped into high school, and I thought to myself, wow, I'm going to be here for the next 4 years. Yeah, I graduated in 2001. It's crazy when I get the emails from time to time, or I get the notifications from people telling me, oh, this is your 28th year reunion. I'm like, have I been out of school for 20 years? Golly Moses, when I graduated high school, my cousin was born in 2001. Crazy. I remember the 2000s. It was a horrible era for music. In primary school, yeah, the 2000s was not the best for music, but the 2000s, believe it or not, the 2000s had some good moments in music. It wasn't all bad. I mean, we had the White Stripes, we had Jet, we had the Arctic Monkeys, we had the National, Def Cab for a Cutie. Who else? War on Drugs. There's a lot of good stuff in the 2000s, but there's also a lot of bad stuff. Let me tell you, there was a lot of cheesy music in the 2000s. Because I very well remember the 2000s. Because in the 2000s, like the early 2000s, I was a teen. And then the mid 2000s, I was in my 20s. So yeah, I totally remember the 2000s. It was not all bad. But yeah, some of it was bad. Like Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. If I never fucking hear that song again, I'm totally fine with that. Oh God, I hate the hell out of that song. It's freaking annoying. I just thought I'd put that out there. I remember the music from 1970. Great music. In Through the Door is great. I mean, yeah, it's like mixed reactions of if people like it. I mean, it's okay to me. It's not like my favorite. It's not like something, I've gravitated towards and like, oh my gosh, I need it. My cousin from my dad's side doesn't like Led Zeppelin. He doesn't like the song Remains the Same. That's great. The song remains the same. I mean, I get it, how Led Zeppelin can be very polarizing and how a lot of people don't like Led Zeppelin because there's a lot of popular groups from the 60s and the 70s that a lot of people don't like. Like, a lot of people don't like the Beatles. A lot of people don't like the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. The very big popular groups, there's a lot of people that don't like it just because they think they're overrated. But I get it. Zeppelin is not for everybody. Not everybody's going to go and pick out a Zeppelin album or buy a Zeppelin album. I just happened to got into Zeppelin when I was really young. And, I over the years have accumulated a couple of Zeppelin albums, and I need to get more. I only have 3 and 4. And the greatest hits that I found at the Goodwill. Let's see what else we got here. The Yardbirds are great. I don't have any Yardbirds. And I need to kind of rectify that situation. Hey, Paulina. I have to rectify that situation with the Yardbirds. Because I have a lot of the Birds, which is also another group with birds in their name, and I don't have the Yardbirds. I keep saying to myself, I'm going to go and I'm going to rectify the situation, and I don't. So, I need to get the Yardbirds. I need to get the Flying Burrito Brothers. And I kind of want to get the Sweetheart of the Rodeo, because there's people that will say they're not fans of that album. It's an album that not everybody gravitates towards, Sweetheart of the Rodeos, but I kind of want to get it. I kind of want to formulate my own opinion. Do I want to get it on vinyl? No. I want to get it on CD. And if I like it enough on CD, then I'll make the jump and get it on vinyl. I want to know, do you guys like Sweetheart of the Rodeo by the Birds? I'm watching. Let me read this. I'm watching. I'm watching all the Dick Clark Rocky New Year's Eve broadcasts. They depressed me so much. Hope for New Year's Eve. Now you're gonna have me going down the rabbit hole of Dick Clark's New Year's Eve and watching that, because I like to do those kind of things. I like to watch like old things. I was watching something today of a lady who was 80 years old in 1983, and she was cooking all of this food for people. Sadly, she passed away in 92, but I just love old things. I love watching stuff from yesteryear. I like watching Dick Clark clips from the 60s. Oh, yeah, Dick Clark from the 60s. I was, for a brief time, watching American Bandstand. I think American Bandstand was great. I like watching also the Midnight Special. I don't know if you guys have seen that Midnight Special, Soul Train, Top of the Pops. I really like watching Top of the Pops because there's a lot of cool things on Top of the Pops. For my generation, I also like watching Total Request Live with Carson Daly. Right, Dwayne? I watched 70s and 80s because that was my youth era. Hold up, guys. I still have 40%. We'll go live for an hour like I normally do. Thankfully, none of my schools I went to ever had reunions. I cut off all contact with everyone from that era. They probably don't do that in Australia, but out here, like when people graduate, they have like a 10-year reunion. They have a 20, a 30, a 40. Every 10 years, they will have a reunion. So they had our 20th reunion. Our 20th reunion was like in 2021, and I didn't go. We had a reunion in 2011. I did not show up. I was like, nope, I'm not going to show up. I didn't. I was like, why do I want to go and say hi to people that I haven't talked to in such a long time? Like, fudge that. Rival Sons, yes. Let me get some water. Almost gonna cough, man. Rival Sons is great. Love Rival Sons. I was 13 in 2006, the year of Commonwealth Games in Melbourne. You're a young person, dude. Sheesh. 13 in 2006? Sheesh, I was 24. I was 24 or 23 in 2006. You're a youngin'. Sheesh, youngin'. Youngin', I'm telling you. Yeah, young. William's a youngin'. We're going to call him youngin'. Because I was 13 in 95. And then there's people out there that'll probably say, Lisa, you're young. Because there was people in 95 who were full-grown adults. And here I am calling William a young person when someone probably, hey, Kimba. I met, ooh, Alex from the Arctic Monkeys? Awesome. Fuck. That must have been awesome. I've never met the Arctic Monkeys. I would love to have met the Arctic Monkeys. I mean, I've been a fan of Arctic Monkeys since their very first album in 2006. Whatever people say I am is what I'm not. I mean, I love the Arctic Monkeys. Fuck. Worst favorite nightmare, Suck It and See, AM, whatever people say I am, that's not what I'm not. I have that album. I gotta go locate that album on my shelf. Hi, Lusty Paulina, Dwayne William. Holy shit. Kimba. Kimba comes to my streams. I know, it's like, holy shit, Kimba's here. No, Kimba supports my streams. Kimba's a sweetheart. My sister used to play Shakira. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The corny stuff. Delta Goodrem, Pink's, Gwen Stefani. Can't listen to them anymore thanks to her. Pink I like. Gwen Stefani I fucking can't stand, okay? I do not like any of Gwen Stefani's solo stuff. Oh my gosh. Like her stuff with No Doubt, I can tolerate. But that, that banana shit song, the Sweet Escape, like a lot of Gwen Stefani stuff, like if you put on her solo stuff for me, I will take the cord out of the car. Cause I don't know, I just can't get into it. Delta Goodrem, I listen to some of her stuff. Pink I like. Pink I do like. I think Pink is very talented. Shakira, no. Shakira, fudge, no. My brother bought Shakira's laundry service when he was like 10 or 7. No, 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 no. Please, no. 2001, I totally graved towards themes out the music as well as emo pop. I had an emo phase. 2001 to about I still have an emo phase. What am I talking about? I never stopped listening to emo music. I don't dress. I don't dress like a scene kid anymore. Because that shit, as Ollie said, ended in 2004, and he's right. My scene kid days kind of stopped in 2009. Or once I reached 30, I kind of was like, okay, time to stop the scene kid shit. But they found my love of retro music odd and ever so annoying. Yeah, I think the thing is with siblings, when you have siblings, you all are not going to agree on things. And that's the beauty of having siblings. We all have different things that we like. Have you got anything by Big Bird? Are you meaning Big Bird as in Big Bird from Sesame Street? Because if that's who you're meaning, Hoops Group, no, I don't have anything from Sesame Street. I do have some Disney stuff because I do love Disney. I will get Disney stuff, but Big Bird, or is Big Bird like a rapper? Because there might be artists out there with the name Big Bird, but when you say Big Bird, I immediately think of Sesame Street. And I watched a lot of Sesame Street as a kid. Jet were the Australian Oasis with two brothers that hated each other. Oh my gosh, yeah. Tell me about it, Jet. Like, Jet had their moment in like the early 2000s. I love that song, Look What Have You Done. And I love Cold Hard Bitch. I thought that Jet was going to become successful. That Jet was going to be the next big thing. But unfortunately, Jet kind of just disappeared. Yeah, Jet just kind of disappeared. I don't know if Jet is still even a band. Because when I think of other bands that were really cool from that era, I think of the Vines too. I really like the Vines. I think the Vines are also from Australia as well. The moment I'm totally diving deep in the music of Saint Ninty. Cool, cool. You gotta, have something that you really like. Hi, Hoobs. Hi, Nick. Oh, shoot. Don't accidentally click something on your phone, Lisa. Yes, I do. Great Birds album. Yeah, like, people are conflicted about their love for Hearts of the Sweethearts of the Rodeo. I watched that CBS clip of the old lady cooking yesterday. Isn't that great? It was 1983. She was 80 years old. She's 80 years old. She's a widow. And she was cooking for 17 years for all the people. And I thought, isn't that so great that she cooked for everybody? I thought that was great. I wonder how her kids are doing. Like catching up with the comments. Nick, I do watch the Midnight Special. Awesome. I was binge watching the Midnight Special for a bit. My mom loves a lot of 60s, 50s, 60s oldies. She often sings My Boy Lollipop. Oh my God. Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy. Oh, you mean the Ohio, I think it's the Ohio Express. My God, I had 2 copies of that Ohio Express album. I ended up giving one to my sister because I guess my dad really loved the Ohio Express that he had to go and get 2. Like my dad got 2 copies of the same Ohio Express album. I told him nobody's going to steal that album. Not everybody is on the Ohio Express love train. They're kind of like 10cc and the Ohio Players. Not everybody's into that. Although I do love the Ohio Players. Old Grey Whistle test was good. I think it was a BBC thing. I love BBC shows. Come on, Lisa. Come on, Lisa. Got to do the reunion. Everybody is probably the same as you. I don't do reunions. I don't do reunions, Hoobs groups. Reunions are not my thing. You're not going to catch me going to conversate with people I went to high school with. No. I mean, in 10 years, we're going to have another reunion. Am I going to do it? No. No, I don't go to them. Nothing rings in a new year like Barry Manilow singing Just Another New Year's Eve. I thought he was going to sing Mandy. Oh, Mandy, you came into my life and you da-da. Okay. I went to my 10-year reunion. It was my first time my school mates met me as Pauline Angel, and they were accepting, including a couple of school bullies. That's good. Oh, you won't catch me going to any reunion. I was like, fudge that. I graduated high school. I'm not showing up for you homies. Dusty and I will save a seat in a retirement home. So if you and Dusty are going to be in retirement homes, who's going to run the retirement home? I'm assuming someone like Bobby Gass. I'm assuming Bobby Gass is going to be in the retirement home with you guys. Because Bobby Gass is like, what, nearing 80? So it's going to be you, Bobby Gass. And you need somebody who knows a little bit of shit. So Norman Maslow. Sorry, Norman. But you're going to be in the retirement home. Who else in the VC is going to be in the retirement home? These are people I'm going to put in the retirement home. Some of you retirees are not going to get in there. Okay, Bobby Gass, Norman Maslow. Maybe we'll put Johnny L in there because I feel like Johnny L wants to be in there, and then you can put Paul in there. Yeah, enjoy your time in the retirement home, people. By the way, Dusty Spins will have a New Year's stream on Christmas. We'll have a New Year's Eve stream. Not sure on a Christmas stream, but I guarantee a New Year's stream. Yeah, everybody who was in this chat and the lurkers, the 12 of you that are watching, subscribe to Dusty Spins. If you're not subscribed to Dusty Spins, let's get the man to 500, okay? It's criminal that the man is not at 500. So if you're out there and you're thinking to yourself, should I subscribe to Dusty Spins? Just do it. Don't question it. Just click the subscribe button. Subscribe to Dusty Spins. And for the one person who left, subscribe to Dusty Spins. Subscribe. What are you doing? What are you doing with yourself? Subscribe. Thank you. Hi, Hoobs. I'll be doing a Christmas stream too. Let us know, William. I think I'm subscribed to you, William. Let us know. Let us know, and we will come and watch your awesome Christmas stream. If you guys aren't subscribed to William, too, subscribe to William. Okay? Subscribe to everybody in this chat. Everybody. Even Hoobsy Groovy. Subscribe to him. Let's get everybody some subscribers this Christmas. Don't be a Grinch. Subscribe to people. Let's get them out there. Let's get them some numbers. And some of you who say you don't care about subscribers, don't lie. Everybody cares a little bit about subscribers. You wouldn't be streaming your streams if you had like 10 subscribers, would you? No. Arctic Monkeys peaked unfortunately with the 8. Yes, they did. Let's go talk about it. Yes, Arctic Monkeys peaked with the AM record. That was their best shit. Anything after AM is a hit and miss. The Weird Space Casino. Oh, yeah. Tranquility Space Hotel. That album. Don't even get me started on that album. Isn't very good. I swear that I don't know what the hell Alex Turner was going with that album. Like, I get it that bands want to go and they want to explore new genres, but it's like, when you had a good album like AM, and it was very solid, you would think they would follow up with a decent album like AM. But no, that album was garbage. And then I bought the car, because I was like, oh, why not just go buy the car? And you know what? It sat on my shelf. I haven't really played it much. I'm kind of thinking, do I really need that album? Because, like, I played their older albums more. Yeah, like anything after AM with Arctic Monkeys. Hey, Paul. Anything after AM with Arctic Monkeys is just not that great. I mean, because the Arctic Monkeys... I thought the Arctic Monkeys was like one of the best things to come out of the 2000s. It was exciting. It was new. It was fantastic. The first album was like punk rock. Enjoyed the hell out of it. And I just feel like since Alex Turner is, reaching the age of 40, his music has become very Yamava, very casino-like. Like, you're going to see the Arctic Monkeys in the casino. They're going to be in the casino. No doubt about it. New Year's Eve will be drunken debauchery. Sorry in advance. People have seen you drunk on streams, Dusty. I don't think people are going to be too concerned. Nice to see. Neck old Gary was indeed big BBC. Nice to see you on here, Paul. I do like to watch your streams when you do stream. You like Silverchair. Oh, I like Silverchair. I mean, Freak Show and Stomp are like two excellent albums from Silverchair. Silverchair was like Australia's answer to grunge. Like, you know how we had Nirvana? Silverchair was the Australian version of Nirvana. When Silverchair came out, I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome. This is cool. Not something I ever heard. Can I say that I'm the biggest Silverchair fan? No. But do I like Free Show and I like Stomp? Yes. I think those are both pretty excellent albums by Silverchair. Because there was a time when I was really into like 90s rock. So Silverchair, Soul Asylum. Who else? Toad the Wet Sprocket. Just like into the whole 90s alternative. There's a lot I liked in the 90s. I got Big Bird from Sesame Street. You've seen the Muppets. I've seen the Muppets, of course I have. I think a lot of us have seen the Muppets growing up. In fact, the very first Muppets movie I saw was the Muppets Take Manhattan. Or was it the Muppets Christmas Carol? No, it was the Muppets. Yeah, the Muppets Take Manhattan. It was like 1987. My dad had recorded on VHS for me. So that was like the very first thing I saw of the Muppets. And it was pretty cool. You love the Muppets too? Yeah, the Muppets was a thing I really liked, and I watched a lot of it. The Muppets Christmas Carol obviously is classic. So I've seen that many times. In fact, they have that soundtrack on vinyl, the Muppets Christmas Carol. Yeah, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, may they rest in peace. Rhea Coolidge, yeah. Paul Simon, great. I love Paul Simon. My favorite Paul Simon album is Graceland. I know that's such a cliche answer to say, but I love Graceland. So, on New Year's Eve, I'm assuming that the Times require ball drop is the only drop everybody wants to see, right? Well, people want to see different kinds of ball drops, but most of us on New Year's Eve want to see the ball drop, the New Year's ball. My dad is a great singer. I heard him sing old songs too, like Hank Williams, Claude King, among others. He was 20 in 1950. Yeah, my dad also loves to sing as well. I can't think of another ball drop, Dusty. Thanks for no early drop in the last short. I think I can think of another one, but my balls. You guys are hilarious. You guys are hilarious. Tell that to my freaking menstrual cycle that I have to have once a month. Like, if I can get rid of that shit, I'd be happy. I think so, Nick. Lizzie's dirt, Estella, don't believe the word. I remember Bobby Gass. He has seen great concerts. Yes, he has. Bobby Gass is amazing. The stories that I've heard from Bobby Gass, amazing. I heard Aretha Franklin does a great version of Silent Night. I love Aretha Franklin. Love Aretha Franklin. Yeah, Kimba, awesome idea. I was in one Christmas concert so far. It was a week ago. I love. Oh my god, guys. The TV is so loud. Hold up. Hold up, guys. Oh my gosh, let me get out of this chair. Oh wow, we're almost at that hour mark, but I'm gonna. My dad is playing Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits. If you know, you know. 1 second, guys. One second. So I have some annoying thing that keeps going on and off, which is annoying as hell. But I'm gonna just read a couple more comments, and then we're gonna end the stream because we've already been on. Okay. Let me catch up with some of the comments. I will try playing that. Unfortunately, I am not on my StreamYard right now, so I can't play anything in the background, Dusty. But I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up to the stream. Hoops Group, Nick, Dusty, love you, William, Kimba, Dwayne, Nick. Thank you everybody that showed up. Paulina. We'll run the stream for another 5 minutes because I think that's good. We'll run it for another 5 minutes. But thank you. Oh, and Paul too. Paul, happy holidays. Hope you're doing great. I hope to catch one of your streams in the near future, Paul. Because if you guys are looking for a good stream where solid music is streamed, Paul is great. I'm like going through the stream to make sure I say hi to everybody. It's like so many comments I've gone through. So I want to make sure I get everybody and say hi to them. But I will probably be back. I'll be back eventually. You're welcome, Paul. I'll be back eventually. I'm gonna let Dusty stream on New Year's and Christmas. Because I wanna enjoy my Christmas with my family, enjoy my New Year's with my family. So I will be back soon. Sorry I had to go and take this into the room because my dad had Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits on really loudly. And I had a feeling that was going to take my stream down. So that's why we're here in the room. I don't want to get this stream taken down because that's so much fun and I want to keep it up. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a little tiny bit dinged. But anyways, I will see you guys real soon. If we don't stream next week, I just want to say, before I go, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you guys out there. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year. And Santa gets you what you want for Christmas. And if you got any kids, any of you guys out there, I hope your kids get what they want for Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever holiday, Happy Hanukkah to all of my Jewish listeners out there, my Jewish watchers. I don't want to forget you, so Happy Hanukkah to you guys. Bye, everybody. Love you all. We probably might play some Christmas music, Coops.